This is the world of company secretaries. On this channel, you can watch interviews with company secretaries across the world. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. So, going forward, again, like you said, company secretary itself is a huge ocean, and compliance is something which we should really dig deep into and become experts over there. When we talk about the overall perspective, sir, when we look at Commonwealth countries, we have this concept of company secretary. It could be UK, Australia, or like you said, some of the African countries also. But the biggest country in terms of capitalism and number of companies is the United States of America. There is no specific role of company secretary profession. Most of it is done either by a CPA or an attorney. And in some other countries also, this positioning, that role of who is a CS, that positioning, we have suffered somewhere. So how do you think we can solve this, or what do you think is the solution for this positioning aspect?
Obviously, what happens is that the profession, what has been recognized in your country, not necessarily that profession is recognized with the same nomenclature in other countries. But the work is there. It is not like that the work is not there.
Correct.
Whether secretarial work, whether it is discharged by a company secretary, by a chartered secretary, or by a corporate secretary. I think some countries we are called as corporate secretaries.
Correct, sir.
Especially the African countries, they're called as corporate secretaries. Okay. And some in I think UK, if I'm not called or wrong, they call them as Europe and all completely chartered secretaries.
Chartered secretary.
Whereas in US, the concept of secretary is not there. As you rightly said, it is the attorneys will do the work or CPS will do the work. So what happens is when you go to the respective countries and if you want to do the practice in your domain, what you have to do is you have to acquire that additional degree or what a diploma or whatever it is prevailing there. But definitely your subject knowledge of this country, with that, within no time, you can acquire that. Several of my friends who have migrated to US, especially one or two of my cousins, my sisters, in fact, what they did was the moment they went there, they did the CPA and they have become doing extremely well there. One thing I can say very well is that the education system of our country is always better than the other countries. That's what my personal feeling is. Only thing is that how serious are you? It depends upon you. If you are having shortcuts and all, then I cannot help. Yeah. If you are really having this thing, certainly it will be there. And we are respected. You all know that very well. Indians are respected all over the globe as far as our professionalism is concerned.
Yes, sir. So the next question is with respect to secretarial standards. Sir, now you are on the secretarial standard board for quite some time, and also this year you're the vice chairperson of the secretarial standards board. We are very happy that great work is being done, and you also shared it. But when you look at the next 5 or 10 years, if the entire powers were given to you just for the sake of the question, how do you envision secretarial standards to be in the next 5 to 10 years? What is your vision for secretarial standards?
See, my vision for secretarial standards is I want to make as many standards as mandatory. That is what my vision is going to be, because unless until they made mandatory, the things which are already mandatory itself, our professionals are not giving the kind of importance what they are giving it.
Correct.
So what I'm trying to say is, if you want to really, if the image of the profession is not to get affected, certain things we have to make mandatorily applicable. Then only it will happen. So for example, how many company secretaries read SS3 and SS4?
Very few, because only 1 and 2 is compulsory.
Yeah, in fact, you know that at one program, you know what happened was on SS4. I don't remember which city it was. Somebody was talking to another person. I just overheard. अरे क्या जरूरत है SS4 का यार, कौन कंप्लाई करता है, साला जो मैंडेटरी वो कंप्लाई नहीं कर रहे हैं. Why these people are organizing such a useless subject? Now I was the speaker. Just see my this thing. Fortunately, with my experience and with my maturity, I could give that importance of SS4 to that particular forum. So advocacy of secretarial standards is very, very important, which we are trying to do that. In fact, that is the reason, in fact, why I request people like you, especially Alok, is that at your age, and in fact, all the youngsters, I mean, the company secretaries with 5 to 10 years of experience.
Yes, sir.
You people have to, you are the torchbearers of this particular profession. So you have to understand this. I'm really happy that you have interviewed me for this. I mean, the senior company secretaries you are interviewing and trying to probe like the questions what you are posing it to me, so that at least we can communicate certain things, because I cannot talk to the company secretaries ever since I am not an elected office bearer. I cannot talk
Correct.
to anybody. Where is the forum for me? You have given me a forum to express certain sentiments and emotions of mine towards this profession. What I request the professionals like you is, please try to understand what is happening in the institute. Tell me how many people are connected with the institute.
Very
ICSI is
true.
doing a lot. Okay, how many people are well versed with the website of ICSI? I don't know. Number one. Number two, say for example, if you're training, the people train the trainees, and suppose if the trainee, whether he has to give you a monthly report, quarterly report, half-yearly report, what kind of a report, what is the training aspects, how many company secretaries are getting trained before imparting the training? In fact, when I was there in the vision committee, Alok, these are a few things which we have discussed and brought in the vision 2022 document also. And
Hmm.
I'm glad to tell you that the Council of ICSI has implemented major portion of that particular vision. In fact, this training aspects, 21 plus 3, 24 months training, revision of syllabus, all these things, that I'm really happy about the way it is happening. Now come to the things is that, say for example, another thing, always there is a complaint that chartered secretary, I'm not getting the physical copy. Arey Baba, why you want a physical copy? Online it is available to you. Institute is sending you by way of an email. Why can't you read that?
Free
What
of
I'm
cost.
trying to say is, whatever it is available to you, take full utilization of that. Don't try to see the loopholes by where pinpricking I can do that. Don't do that. So people like you have to do the advocacy for secretarial standards, which is very much required. Understand the importance of that. Conduct as many programs as possible, so that especially the students and the budding members who are in their formative years, you have to sow the seeds.
Mhm.
If you want really your profession to become a global profession, sow the seeds now. They may be down the line 5 to 10 years, what you are talking to me, 10 years where you will see the profession, where you want to see. Because हम लोग तो डूबते सूरज हैं. Because I am suppose if I am 35 years old, you are the rising sun and I am the setting sun. So you are the people have to do more than me. But yes, at my the people who are there at my age group, what we can do is we can give a direction, we can give a guidance, no doubt about it. The passion, look, what we did was only one thing, that is the passion. Because I tell you one thing that, in fact, when I was doing this SMTP teaching, when I was in Delhi, okay,
Hmm.
when I got about 10 years of experience, I used to handle finance, I used to handle secretarial, I used to handle the information technology department was also reporting to me. There are 3 to 4 departments used to be there with me. So heavily loaded job. Despite the fact I used to take the assignments of SMTP there only out of passion. I
Hmm.
used to tell NIRC of ICSI, they used to do it from 10:30 to 1:30. I used to say that, boss, I cannot spend that time. You have to conduct the classes from 9 to 12. My session is concerned, at least 9 to 12. Because the way college students bunk college to go to movies, I used to bunk office to go and teach at SMTP. Because my organization was not supporting those activities. So I used to bunk. If I have to address a seminar outside the Delhi, I used to take leave. I used to spend my casual leaves or privilege leave for this purpose. Why? It is passion. That kind of passion with which your predecessors, your senior members have worked. That's why the profession is here today. You are the people you are the people that you have to sow the seeds of this passion for the coming generations, so that we can, I mean, not only the maintenance. See, when you achieve something, you have to first of all sustain that, and from there you have to progress. At this, according to me, the phase which we are passing through, sustaining is very, very important. And then we have to use this as a launching pad, because once this COVID is going to be over, according to me, our country is going to have a very bright future for about a decade, decade and a half. professionals are also going to have a very good opportunity. Okay, acquire the new skill sets, acquire thorough knowledge, the professional knowledge, interpretational abilities, and all, because the new technologies are just peeping into your artificial intelligence, your data analytics, and all these things. They are going to give you, and I used to say always, with yesterday technology, you cannot be in tomorrow's business.
Yes.
So you have to do this, and this is very, very important. So people like you have immense responsibilities towards this.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think you're being very frank and open, and your passion is definitely coming through. Though this is an online meeting, we can feel that.